Ladder can 2x their creative velocity. I roasted their ad strategy to identify three big opportunities that they're sitting on. For those of you who are not aware, Ladder was a finalist for Apple's App of the Year 2025. They have an average rating of 4.9 and they have been running ads that focus their coaches and some very interesting TikTok native hooks like the calendar hooks that you can see here. So clearly they're doing a lot of things right and they are advertising quite heavily just now on Meta. But as I said, they are sitting on a lot of opportunity with their Meta ads. And I have 3 roasts for them and 1 Meta roast that shows exactly how they can 2x their creative velocity. First of all, I reviewed about 69 video ads and I reviewed 500 App Store reviews. And I noticed something very interesting. They have 93% 5-star reviews, which is great. You can see the word cloud from their reviews. Team, coach, home gym, trainer, all good. The ads have a very clear point of view in terms of what they're focused on. But the big gap I notice is that there's very little mention of team, community, or belonging in their ads, which seems to show up very prominently in their App Store reviews, which seems to be the very curious part here. And that is the big opportunity. The customers are actually talking about what they value the most. The customers are talking about what they find most valuable in the app, and the apps don't really reflect that. And I think that's the big opportunity. Just by mining their customer reviews and focusing on what their users actually want, I think they can unlock a new level of growth within their ads. Now, these are 3 examples for how they could focus on team, community, and accountability within their ads. You can look at this, and you can see here their users are very passionate about their teams, about their coaches, and really the ads could double down on a lot of these. The second big opportunity is that there are no display ads, which is surprising and shocking. And in my Meta roast, I will talk about why I think this could be happening. But the big reasons to run display ads, different placements, display ads show on feeds, video ads show typically on reels, and to some extent on feeds as well. But more importantly, these unlock completely different user demographic. They reach the users in completely different user contexts, and that can unlock a ton of scale. And that is the big opportunity they're sitting on. And for a lot of brands, this can be literally 2x their scale, 2x their revenue while maintaining profitability. And the lowest hanging fruit for this is really to repurpose their best hooks as display ads. They already have a lot of high performing hooks. They already have videos that lead with text. A lot of these could be repurposed as display ads. I would start with these for building out display ads. Their roast number 3 is creative concentration. A lot of ads show a gym-based setting. There's a coach in a gym. You can see here. Now, this is the Andromeda problem. Meta's algorithm is going to treat visually similar ads as the same creative, even if they're slightly different. And as a lot of these ads are, because they show different coaches in different outfits, they will still show to very similar audiences, which will lead to audience saturation. And I think that is a time bomb that they're sitting on. As they start to scale, that's going to become more and more of a problem. And the fix for that is to have more visual formats, new visual formats to have more visual diversity so that they can break the visual monotony and break the visual clutter. And I think that's the big opportunity that they have to unlock scale as they go ahead. And now I will come to the Meta roast because they're not stupid. They have a fairly big team. They work and they run partnership ads. They have a strong, very polished brand aesthetic, which shows in a lot of their ads. So what I see being the root cause of some of their challenges in scaling, I think is this exact brand consistency. Because this brand consistency and polish is coming at the expense of experimentation. Again, disclaimer, I've not talked to their team. I have not seen the brand guidelines. Everything is based on what I see in the Meta Ads library and based on what I've seen from comparable apps and products that I've actually talked to. which struggle with this tension between brand and performance, because there is a team that is very protective of the brand and does not want to deviate in testing different formats, testing different aesthetics, or testing different kinds of messaging. And there is a real cost to that. And that is the tension that I think, looking from outside in, that's, I think, is what their problem is right now. This trade-off has real consequences for their growth. If they aren't yet being squeezed on their growth, that is going to happen soon enough. That's what's coming for them. And from that perspective, their big challenge is organizational, because, like I said, they're not stupid. They've probably seen competitors. It's very likely that they have a brand team that looks at display ads for their competitors and says, oh, this is too low, bro. This is too lo-fi. We don't want to be lo-fi. We want to preserve our brand. That's very likely how they're thinking about it, which is fair, which is completely valid, except that it has a very real cost to their growth. And that's really what I think is the meta problem that they're dealing with. And that is the brand and performance tension that they have right now. Once they are able to tackle and address that, I think they can unlock each of the three rows that I pointed out earlier in this video. So in summary, these are the three big opportunities they're sitting on. Focus on community because your customers are actually talking about this. Display is overdue. Focus on visual variety. Those are the three big ones. And as I said, the meta roast is to think about what in their organizational setup is actually holding them back. I think that's probably a big challenge that they need to really think hard about. If you found this helpful or valuable, please hit subscribe. And if you'd like to analyze a different brand or your own brand, hit me up. If you'd like us to produce ads for you based on analysis like this, hit me up just as well. Thank you.